Hey besties, I'm coming to you guys today to go ahead and work out a tax proration problem. This is a problem that one of my followers DM me and just asked me if I could help her out a little bit as she just needed a little assistance with breaking the problem down. So I'm going to go ahead and go over that with you guys now. So the question is, the annual tax bill on a home was $1,282 and was due on January 1st of 2018. The home sold and will close on April 23rd, 2018. How much will be credited to the seller for the proration of taxes? And it's already telling us, just as when she showed me the question, that we are going to be doing 30-day months. And 9 times out of 10, as I experienced on the exam when I took it, they will let you know if you're using 30-day months, if you're using a 360-day calendar year, if you're using 365, it's really going to let you know in the question so you know how you're going to be working that problem out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and break this tax proration question down step by step because I know it can be a little confusing as it was for me, but after doing it a few times, you'll pretty much know exactly what to do, which information to pull from the question so that you can go ahead and work it out quickly but correctly because, of course, we know the exams are timed. So for step 1, we know that the annual tax bill is that $1,282, so we have to figure out what that is per day. So since we're using a 360-day year, which is 30-day months, we're going to go ahead for step 1 and take that $1,282 and we're going to divide that by the 360-day year. So if we go ahead and do that on the calculator, $1,282 divided by that 360-day tax year, that's going to be $3.56 a day. Just a quick tip, always turn yearly into daily first. That will make everything easier and less complicated as you're working the question out. Okay, now for step 2. So we know the closing date is April 23rd. So that pretty much means that the seller lived in the house from January 1st until April 23rd. And then after that, the buyer pretty much owns it. So the buyer will owe the seller for their share of those taxes. So pretty much now we're going to go ahead and count the buyer's days. So we know from April 24th to April 30th, that's going to be 7 days. And then we know that May through December, that's pretty much 8 months times, since we're using that 30-day month, the 8 times that 30 is going to give us 240 days. So we're going to pretty much total that up. The 240 days plus that 7 days is going to give us a total of 247 days. Okay, so now for step 3, we're going to multiply the days times the daily rate. So step 3, that's going to be taking that 247 times that daily rate of $3.56. And that's going to give us 247 times $3.56. That is going to give us $879.32, which is our answer here, B. So pretty much since the seller already paid the full year on January 1st, the buyer will need to credit the seller $879.32. Okay, so pretty much just a recap of the 4 steps of tax proration. We went ahead and for step 1, we had to take that yearly tax bill and turn it into a daily rate, which is we took that $1,282 and divided it by 360, since it's pretty much a 360-day year, which pretty much gave us our daily rate, which is the $3.56. Step 2, we had to figure out who's getting the money. So since taxes were due on January 1st, that means the seller already paid for the whole year up front. So that means that the buyer owes the seller back for the part of the year that the buyer was actually living in the house. So a good rule of thumb is always remembering, if the seller paid, the seller's going to get credited. Point blank, period. Step 3, you have to count the buyer's day. So since we knew closing was April 23rd, unless the question says otherwise, that means that the seller gets a closing day. So that's why the buyer's day started at April 24th. So that's when we did the April 24th to April 30th, which gave us the 7 days, and then May through December, which is 8 months at 30 days each, that gave us the 240 days. And then once we added that 240 by 7, that gave us a total of the 247 days. Step 4, we have to multiply pretty much that daily rate times the buyer's days. Pretty much lets us know what the seller gets credited. So that's why we went ahead and did the 356 times the 247, which got us our answer at $879.32. So now we know that at closing, the seller is going to get that credit of that $879.32. So as I stated, besties, in one of my posts, is that if there's any math questions that you guys would like me to go over, you just want to maybe see it broken down step by step, by all means, go ahead and DM me, and either I will go ahead and help you out directly through DM, or just like I said, I know a lot of people also have questions about the real estate math or maybe struggling on that portion, so I can go ahead and work it out on the screen so that everybody can get a chance to get a little practice before exam day. Also, if you need any more assistance with the math, or even just with the calculations, different things about contracts or anything like that, you also can go to my Stand store and get the different math hacks exam guides that I have. This is the latest one, real estate exam hacks. This is pretty much part 2 to part 1. This is pretty much the second part that I made after actually taking the exam, to give you a little bit more insight of actually what to expect, the math that's on there, some of the questions that's on there. Also, I do have the math hacks cheat sheet as well that I have that you can grab, that goes a little bit more deeper into the different formulas and some of those math questions that you will see on your exam.